Hey guys, how are ya? Welcome back. Today we're doing something a little different because something really cool has happened. We hit 10,000 subscribers. Not only did we hit 10,000 subscribers, we hit 10,200 subscribers just within like 24 hours of each other. So, yay! We're going to do this video and we're just going to celebrate because holy smokes, how did that happen? Wow. I don't know. Anyway, so I took the day off last week for my birthday, and my schedule of posting right now, I'm planning on doing like Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So with me taking my birthday off to kind of just spend some time with my family and chill out, that meant that I wasn't going to be posting until this week. So I was like, I need to get on there and look because we were really close, and I was kind of nervous. I was like, I'm not going to hit it for another few weeks. Like, there's just no way. I don't even know if I was going to hit it at all, but I didn't think I would go look and it be this soon. And not only did we hit 10,000 subscribers, we quickly passed that, and I was shocked. So I was like, okay, we got to make a video and we got to celebrate because I'm so excited. 10,200 of you guys. What is on my eye? Did I scratch it? I think so. My allergies are really bad. Do you see the dark circles? These is Tennessee allergies, so guys. They're real. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked because you guys know me. But I just thought we would do a chat with me, talk with me, and do like an about me video because there's so many of you guys now. My mind is blown. And there's so many of you guys that might not know me that well. So I thought this would be a super great way to just tell you guys a little bit about me, who you're watching and supporting. And yeah, let's do that, okay? Hi, I'm Emily. This is my channel, My Beautiful Chaos. How are you guys? I'm so glad you're here. So I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit about me and kind of, I don't know, let you get to know me a little bit better. I am married to Jake. You've probably seen him on a couple of my videos. We have 3 daughters. We have Riley, Hattie, and we have McKinley, who also goes by several different other names. So if you hear me calling her different names, that's who it is. She mostly goes by Kenny. That's just always been her nickname since she was born. And Hattie and Riley and her aunts sometimes call her Kimmy because that's what Hattie would call her as a baby because she couldn't say her name, so she would call her Kimmy. So she's also called that, but her main name is Kenny. Riley will be 10 in just a few months. McKinley will be 6 in just a little over a month. And Hattie is 7. Me and Jake have been married for 11 years just a few weeks ago. We've been together longer than that since that's a story I'll tell. But since late 2011, early 2012 is when we got together. Then we got married in 2014. I am also a nurse. I have been a nurse just as long as I have been with Jake. So going on about 12-ish, a little over years now. Wow, that's crazy. I started out as a neurology nurse. I worked with Alzheimer's patients primarily and Parkinson's patients and like a memory care unit and then a physician's office as well. When we got pregnant with Riley, I decided that I was going to stay home with her because we couldn't afford childcare. And we didn't have anyone available at that time to provide childcare for us. So yeah, I had to stay home. I stayed home until McKinley was just a few months old, about 6 months old or so. Stayed home for a grand total of probably almost 5 years. And then I went back to work as a nurse. And I remember in nursing school, I would always say, the last thing I want to do is pediatrics. I started out wanting to be a pediatric nurse, but when I did my first rotation in clinicals during nursing school as a pediatric nurse, I was like, this ain't for me, this ain't for your gal. So when I decided to enter back into the workforce, I was a pediatric nurse. That's what the job that was presented to me was, and I took a chance on it. And I continued working there for 5 years, over 5 years. It was a great job. I love working with children. I feel like that's one of my callings in life is to work with kids and to advocate for children. So I did that for a little over 5 years and very grateful for that work that I did and what I got to do and all the patients I got to see and the children I advocated for and the children I got to bond with and see grow and flourish. And it was a really great 5 years. But then, bam, 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 life started happening. And life was happening very quickly and very rapidly. And if you've not watched one of my other videos, I gave like a huge life update a few weeks ago. You can go watch that video because it'll go into a little bit more detail. I felt like I was then being called to come home and to be with my kids and to be with my family and to be a more present force for my family. They needed me more than my job needed me. So I made the decision to come home. So after 5.5 years, I'm now a stay-at-home mom again, which is crazy pants. So I told you guys me and Jake had been together like late 2011, early 2012-ish. I'll tell you guys more about that if you guys want to know how we met. So we met when I was a junior in high school and Jake was a sophomore in high school. Jake is about 6 months younger than me. We had never seen each other in school ever. Like, I don't recall ever seeing him in school. I think he says the same thing about me. We went to high school together. My family moved around a lot. So middle school, I lived in a different state. And then I came back halfway through 8th grade. Didn't see him in middle school either. We apparently went to middle school too. And then we started going to church. And I guess I was a junior, like sophomore, junior. And that's where me and Jake met. Jake and his family have been going to that church his whole life. Like, he was born into that church. And there was very small youth group at that church. There was like maybe 3 to 5 people. And they were all boys. And I'm awkward, so I didn't talk to anybody for so long. And I just felt so out of place because most of them were boys. Jake's younger sister went there as well too. But she was, when I started there, she was in a different class, like Sunday school class than I was, like, because she was younger. So I didn't really talk to her. She was very shy too. So it took us a while, guys, to come together. It took us a while. And I'd been there for probably a little over a year, and we went on a youth retreat. And if you guys know youth retreats, you stay in a hotel room with your youth group, you go to church services, you do all kinds of things. And all of us were so awkward. And if any of you are watching this, I love you guys so much, but you all know good and well we were awkward when we first met each other. Okay, we all were. But that youth retreat, we all became friends. So it really did something. We all got to be really close friends. We were a really tight-knit little youth group. But it took a long time coming. Like, me and Jake didn't talk to each other for a year. And then after that youth group trip, we all became really close friends, and we all became like a really tight, close-knit group of friends. Me, Jake, Jake's sister, one of my best friends that came to church with me, and then another guy that was in the youth group too. And the other ones were older than us, so they didn't really hang out with us a lot. They did every once in a while, but we were together all the time. All the time. So over the next year, me and Jake developed like a really close friendship. Like, we became best friends. And then we all were just together all the time. And it took about a year, and we knew we liked each other, and everybody knew that we liked each other. But it took about a year for Jake to get up the nerve to ask me on a date. And I wasn't going to ask him because I was shy and bashful too, guys. I don't want to talk a lot in real life. So it took about a year for us to go on our first date. And I had just graduated, and Jake was in his senior year of high school when we went out on our first date. We were supposed to go out, and there was a snow day at school that day because we went on our first date like the dead middle of winter. School had got called out. We didn't think we were going to get to go. So we went to the movies, and we went to Wendy's on our first date. And he didn't tell me that he didn't like scary movies. He did not tell me anything. So I wanted to go see a scary movie because I love scary movies, horror movies. They're so fun to watch. And he took me on just a date to see a scary movie. And I swear he sat there like this the whole time. Eyes closed, too scared to move because I think he was afraid he was going to scream and I would laugh at him or something, which I probably would have because that would be funny. Didn't tell me he didn't like scary movies. And then we went to Wendy's, and I remember we were sitting in Wendy's, and Jake always says that this is when he knew that I was the one. I told some kind of joke, and he laughed so hard. He was eating chili, and chili just sprayed out of his mouth. And he said he always knew I was the one because I didn't get grossed out and run away because he sprayed chili out of his mouth because he laughed so hard at me. So, from that point on, we were together. No question about it. Like, I knew right off the bat this was the person I'm going to marry. And he felt the same way about me, clearly. We stayed together. He was genuinely my best friend. I love him. I started going through nursing school about the second year that we were dating. We got engaged. We got married that same year. Talk about busy. Going through nursing school and like the last like semesters of your nursing school while engaged and trying to plan a wedding and getting married. Crazy pants. Crazy. So when we got married, I was about a week away from my 21st birthday. And Jake was still, of course, 20. He's about 6 months younger than me. And we always think it's so funny. On our honeymoon, we just went to like the Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area for a few days for our honeymoon. And we got over there and no one would give us a hotel room because we weren't 21. And then we finally found this one place. And they were like, well, she's a week away from 21, so we'll give you guys a hotel room since it's your honeymoon. So it took us forever to find, because we didn't make a reservation, because typically you can find, hotels in Pigeon Forge without making a reservation. So yeah, that was super funny. Got married like super quick, just because everything fell into place so fast. Like, we were able to buy a house, and my nursing exam was kind of looming over us, and I needed my name change before my nursing exam, or it was going to cost a ton of money to even change my name after the fact, and just all kinds of stuff. And we were like, okay, the universe is telling us, the Lord is telling us to get married now. So we got married then. It all came together very, very quickly. We moved our wedding date up like 3 or 4 times, and everybody made fun of us and whatever. Let me tell you, this first year of marriage, we were living on love, guys. Like, that true definition of living on love. Like, not a stitch of furniture, I think. Not a stitch of furniture. Eventually, we got, like, somebody's hand-me-down couch and love seat. And that couch was broke down. It broke down. And then we, like, started hanging pictures up. And I remember I was, like, standing on the couch trying to hang pictures up on the wall. And I fell all the way through it. Like, we were living on love. There were some nights that we ate like croutons and cheese for dinner. And I don't look back on those times as a negative thing. We struggled and we were just broke as a joke. And people like to use that as such an insult. I've even had my family members use that as something against me. Like, well, Jake and Emily, they didn't have food. They didn't have this and that. And we were happy. We were so happy. Like, it's not an insult. We were so happy during that time. We still are really happy, but I don't look back at that time as anything less than us being 2 super young kids, happy and in love, and just having the best time. It's not an insult, and I'm very honest about it. Like, our cabinets were bare sometimes, like, but we still had food. We still ate. We still had love. We still had so much fun in our empty little house and our empty little cabinets. We got pregnant with Riley the next year and had her. We both knew we wanted to be parents, so we had her really young. And I look back and I'm like, man, what babies we were when we started our family. Just such little babies. And we learned so much that first year parenting. Riley was like such a difficult baby. She cried all the time. Like, oh, she never slept. She cried constantly. Love her little heart. She was just so hateful her first year of life. Bless that little baby's heart. But she was cute as a button. Cute as a button. Oh, goodness. Oh, I still joke about that. And I tell Riley all the time, I was like, she still doesn't like to sleep. Like, for real. She still doesn't like to sleep. She acts like going to bed at night is a brand new concept every night. Like, do I have to go to bed? Like, she's never grown out of that. After we had Riley, we had a miscarriage. Super hard. But we got through it. It really did strengthen our marriage a lot when we went through that. But we got through it. About 6 months after we got pregnant with Hattie, I'm sure you guys have heard the whole rainbow baby after the storm. Like if you've had a miscarriage or baby after your miscarriage, it's called a rainbow baby. And boy, if that ain't true with Hattie. Like if you know her, you know. But we always say, because she's such a ball of sunshine. She is such a ball of sunshine. We always say that when she got picked up in heaven, that the Lord and her little brother that's up there too put a piece of sunshine in her heart. Like she just radiates sunshine. She just radiates light. And all of my children are so beautiful in their own individual ways, and they all are so good and sweet and kind and loving. But Hattie has that just little piece of sunshine in her soul. So she's like that true definition of a little rainbow. She's just a bright little ray of sunshine. After we had Hattie, we decided we were done having kids. Like, had a very hard pregnancy with Hattie, had a very hard delivery with Hattie, had a very difficult recovery with Hattie. Like, we decided we were done. So I had a tubal ligation. And then along came McKinley Hope Anderson. I was not supposed to have any more kids. And we got pregnant with McKinley. Her and Hattie are exactly 18 months apart. So we got pregnant with Kenny. And I remember being so shocked, like shell shocked. I kind of knew in my heart that I had made a mistake and I had jumped the gun. And I remember praying one night. Because my older sister, my sister Nikki that had passed away as well, she also had a tubal ligation and then got pregnant after that as well. So I was like, really sad one night, and I would remember I prayed. McKinley was very prayed for. I remember sitting there and I was so upset, and I said, Lord, you make these tubal ligations fail. So if it's meant for me to have another baby, please let my tubal ligation fail and let me have another baby. And boy, did that prayer work. And of course, you guys know she was very sickly baby up until she was a little over a year old or so. Just lots of health problems. But she's flourishing now. She's crazy pants now. She's getting ready to go into first grade. Riley's going into fifth grade. I registered her for school for the upcoming year for fifth grade, and that made me want to puke real fast because I'm fixing to have a fifth grader. Hattie's going into second grade. None of it seems real. None of it seems real. Yeah, just a little story how our family came to be. I'm very thankful for my little family. We're very happy. Like, if you know how people say it's your little sauce of heaven, like it truly is your little sauce of heaven here on earth. I'm so thankful to be a mom and to watch them grow and to watch them develop into like these tiny little humans that have their own interests and wants in the world, and how sweet and kind they've grown to be. I'm just a proud mom. Okay? So let's fast forward to me, you know, wanting to start my YouTube. I'll preface this by saying, if you think you've seen me before or I look familiar, you probably know my sister, Southern Frugal Mama, my sister Brooke, and then of course our Aunt Vicky's Craft Corner. Vicky is my aunt. They encouraged me to make my YouTube channel. They would be like, you would do really great. Just jump the gun and do it. Just do it. And when I initially started it several months ago, like late October of 2024, my premise of my channel, because I was working, I had no intents of quitting my job. Like, if you had told me that I would be quitting my job, I would be like, okay. But they would encourage me. And so the purpose of my channel when I first started it was like busy mom, like busy meals, quick things, time savers, anything in that area, because life is just so fast paced. And I'm going to say this, and I'm sure most of you will agree, life is not made for working families. It's just not. When it's during those 8 to 3 to 8 to 5 hours that everything in the world revolves around, it's really hard, like, for any working parent to be present for their family, because that takes up so much of your time. You work all hours of the day to come home just to a couple of hours with your family at night, but you don't even really get to spend the time with them because you're cooking or you're cleaning or you're doing homework, and there's no time spent at the end of the day, and your time is just compacted to little tiny moments. And that was a hard pill to swallow. I think that's a hard pill to swallow for any family. Like, why the world just doesn't work for working families. It's just not made for them. And I will stand by that statement. I will stand by that statement. So if you told me that I was going to quit my job, I'd say you're crazy, because we need our job to survive. But then I started the YouTube channel, and it was growing, and it was doing well. Like, it's growing, and then life got even more hectic, and then we had things happen, like, in both sides of our families. We had sicknesses. We've had constant illnesses with the girls, like huge illnesses in both sides of our families that were, needed attention. Illnesses with our girls. We had just crazy life stuff happening, and it was so hard to keep up with. And I remember sitting down one day, and I was thinking, this cannot be life. Like, this cannot be all that life is. Ugh. And I still think about it, and I'm like, I was constantly in fight or flight for like years, because you just don't have the time. So then I started praying, and I got some guidance to quit my job. And if you know me, you know I have to have a plan for everything. This was a test, and I jumped in head first. I quit my job, and this is what I'm doing now, and it's kind of changed the direction of everything. And here I am. It's been the craziest last few months of my life, but guys, it's been so freaking great. Like, I can't describe to you how this has changed our life. Like, truly to goodness, this has changed our lives so significantly. I'm able to provide a little bit for my family and make up some income that I had lost. You all are so genuinely supportive of everything that I do, and I've never really had that, like, outside of my Jake, of course, and some immediate family, but I've never really had people be so genuinely supportive, and it still shocks me, like, to my core, how supportive people can be. But you all have allowed me to stay home with my kids, and I really don't think I could ever put into words how thankful I am for you guys for that. Like, so you might sit here and you might think, oh my gosh, there's Emily and she's crying again. But you guys have allowed all of this to happen, and that's so crazy. Like, you will never know how much you truly mean to my family because you've allowed this to happen. I've been able to be more present for them. I've been able to be there. We've had just a crazy month in general, and I was like, Hattie had her accident. Like, I didn't have to worry a single bit about having to step away and be with my kid. If I was at my 8 to 5 job, I wouldn't have been able to fully be present and be there. Like, I was able to leave everything at home and go be with my kid that needed me, like, fully and presently there. Like, that's so huge. So if you're watching this and you think it doesn't really matter, like, none of it really does. It's just a YouTube channel. It's just something you like to watch, or like, you don't matter. You matter so much to me. Like, you have changed everything. You did that. And I'm so thankful. Like, I don't deserve it. You guys are so awesome. And not only have you guys changed, me being able to be there, like, I feel like I'm changing too. I'm getting my color back. I'm able to be more myself again. I'm able to find joy in things more than I ever was, because I can focus on the things that are important now. So you guys have changed all of that, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for you guys, and I hope you'll stick around. And then as far as the channel goes, I know everything has kind of changed past a little bit since I started staying at home. And now it's more so of how are we going to make it as a stay-at-home mom? We're budgeting different. We're trying to find new ways to save money. I'm showing you guys real life, because real life is crazy, and it's hectic, and it's chaos. And I'm never going to shine things up for you guys, and I'm never going to try to make them pretty and look good for the camera. What you see is what you get. Sometimes life is all pretty and shiny and great, and other times life is down in the trenches. And I feel like a lot of it lately has been down in the trenches, but at the end of the day, I'm so thankful for it because I get to be there. Just trying to figure out how to do life together, guys. And that's pretty freaking cool. So we're just going to keep on doing just exactly that. We're going to keep on trying to do life together. We're going to keep it real. We're going to figure out how just to make it through life with everything so constantly changing. And we're going to get through it together. We're going to find the beauty in the chaos, hence the name. We're going to find that calm and that peace and that joy in the middle of the chaos. And we're going to just embrace it all together. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit more about me and us and our family. If you want to know anything else, I could probably do a Q&A with you guys at some point in the near future. If you guys want to know a little bit more about me, so let me know in the comments if you would want to do a Q&A where you guys leave questions, and then I can do it with Jake. I can do it by myself, whatever we want. And we can go from there. But I've got some fun things planned. I hope you guys stick around and watch it. And I hope we continue to grow because we have made the most beautiful little community of people. And you guys are so genuine and so caring and supportive. Okay, that's it for now, guys. So embrace the chaos. Remember, I love you guys so much. I'm truly so thankful for you. I'm so grateful to have all 10,200 plus of you. I'm so I'm so excited to have you. I'm so excited for this new journey that I never thought in a million years that I would be going on. But here we are. Like, subscribe, comment, do all the fun things. I love you guys so much. Bye. And remember, it's all going to be fine.